Hey, it's one of the girls. Since it's getting close to Easter, I figured I'd tell y'all about this horrible story that happened to me. It was the night before Easter. It was about 9.5 years ago. Well, actually, almost 10 years ago since it's about to be Easter. But my mother was going to go out of town, and I had a 4-cylinder, and she had a Explorer that had like a V8 in it, and so it used a lot of gas. So her going out of town, she needed something that took less gas. So I was like, cool, I'll get the Explorer. Me and my friends were going to ride it everywhere. We're all going to be able to fit in the same car. But we ended up, we went and filled the Explorer up and rode on these back roads that you drive through creeks. Well, I'm going to try to make this very long story short. We done went through about 4 creeks perfectly fine. Perfect. Till I did not see the little trail that goes around this one creek. And I went nose first, and I felt it, and I slammed it in reverse. And when I did, it just dug down, and it kept digging down, and we slid right in it. And we're in the water, freezing our butts off. So we had to climb out the freaking windows. And I'm sitting there with my car running, and it's under, or not mine, my mother's car running. And I'm like, what'd I do? I slam it in reverse some more. Everybody gets out. When I mean everybody, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people of us trying to push it while we could see fish swimming in front of the headlights. Until about 30 minutes later, when it's like, pop, 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 boom. Nothing. Luckily, the only thing that's out is like the back hatch. And I actually had some overnight clothes because I was going to stay the night with my best friend. And I ended up having to give everybody dry clothes, guys and girls. But luckily I had t-shirts and stuff like that. I ended up with the pretty much worst outfit out of it all, which was some torn up shorts and a little sweatshirt. But we got warm. We built a fire on the creek bank. I finally started noticing that I had a limp, and my foot was kind of hurting. But I was more worried about how I was going to tell my mother that I sunk her car. So I just wobbled around and sat down, and we had no cell phone reception where we was at all. Nobody. Not even one person. So we went. We started walking until we finally found service, and we got somebody that had a big monster truck to come down there. And so we latched to it. Before they got there, we had to get these guys that came with 3 4-wheelers to tie about 3 winches to the car, and one broke. And finally found a tree that they could tie to, and finally winched my car. And before they did it, my mother had a personalized tag, and I guess I can say she's a singer, and it was "A Song for You" was what her tag said. So he's like, I've seen this car before. I know this car. I've seen it at this store, which was the store that my mother always went to. So he's like, I gotta get a picture of this. And he's like snapping pictures, and I'm like, oh, please don't tell my mother. Please do not tell my mother. I'm going to get it fixed. I'm going to get it fixed. Do not tell her. No matter what you do. Do not show this to her. Do not say nothing about it. And he was like, oh, I'm not. I'm just going to show this to my friends. I'm like, I'm in trouble. So, finally, they tied to the car. They winched it out. Then the guy with the monster truck finally made it down there. He ties to it with this huge logging chain. And it's like his truck is literally like my head's probably even with the bottom of his door. And I'm 5'6". So I'm like, okay. The whole way, I wouldn't even get in my mother's car because it was just awful. It was filled with water. It stank like fish. And so I rode in the big monster truck. And the whole time I could just hear the chain scratching my mom's paint, the chrome. I just heard all of that. And I was like, oh no, my mom is going to kill me. I was like, she's literally just going to kill me. And I was so upset. And finally, we couldn't even pull it all the way home, so we pulled it to a store. And I was like, I couldn't even lock the doors because it had shorted out everything, the power windows, everything. So the windows were still down where we had swam out of, and everything. So I had to leave it at a store with it open, everything. It was awful. And then I went straight to Walmart wearing these hideous shorts and all that were torn up, all this. And all I had was a credit card. I maxed my credit card out buying oil, a gas cleaner, oil filter, fuel pumps. I'm talking about any kind of pump where water might have got into it. I was buying that sucker. And I was thinking, I'm fixing this. Before daylight, I'm going to have this thing fixed. And my mom is not going to know nothing. I might tell her that I accidentally sprayed the inside with the water hose. I don't know. But I did not sink it in the creek. Yeah, well, when the fun was over, everybody just starts disappearing. They get in their rides that's working fine, and they leave. And still, I'm having this little limp going on because my foot still hurt. Where I try to slam it in reverse real fast is how my foot apparently got hurt. So everybody starts disappearing one by one till finally it's just me. And I'm like, what do I do? And it's about 5 a.m. and my mother still has called my cell phone and I've ignored it. My phone went dead. She's still not heard from me. When I got to a phone and checked my messages, my mom was hysterically so worried about me. So worried. So I finally called her. And when I called her, it was just like an emotional breakdown. I just started bawling. I was like, Mom, I'm so sorry, but I sank your car. And she's like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, but I sunk your car. She's like, yes, but I have been thinking all kinds of stuff. I thought something had happened to you and everything. I knew it was not like you for not to be calling and checking in. And I'm like, and your car is at the store with water in it, and I sank it. Like in the creek, underwater. I swam out. And she's like, I don't care. A car is irreplaceable, but you're not. And I'm like, heck yeah, I got an awesome mom. But, of course, when she come to realize exactly how bad the car was, whenever we had to go get it with the tow truck, I was the one, about a week later, when it finally cranked on its own, and it sounded awful. It was like clang, 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 through, like, everywhere. But my mother, of course, got my car, and I had to drive the very pretty Explorer that just went around town with a clang, 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 all the time. But needless to say, Easter Day, which at 5 o'clock in the morning it was Easter, I had to go to the hospital and find out that my little limp that I had broke my foot. I rammed my foot onto the gas pedal so hard in reverse, trying to get the car out, that I broke my freaking foot. I have a lot of stories about breaking stuff. But my mother, when I got home, and it was about 8 a.m. when I finally made it home to her, and she had this like 3-page letter, and I will find it and I will read it to y'all one day. But it was talking about how much she loved me and how much cars do not mean nothing. It's she can replace that, but she can't replace me. And it could have been worse. We could have been stuck with the windows up and drowned or something. But, just, luckily, before the power shorted out, we had rolled the windows down in case we needed to get out quick. In which we did. All 7 of us in an Explorer, which I should not have been doing. So, I guess the lesson learned on that one was, one, do not sink your parents' car in anything. 2, your friends. Of course, they're along to have fun. Yeah. Till all the fun is over and they're nowhere to be found. Something goes wrong, they don't care. They don't care. When I needed something fixed, the guys, my friends' boyfriends and stuff, nada, nobody helped. But I'm just glad that my mother was very understanding and everything. But yeah, I had to walk on crutches for like 6 weeks after that, and everybody's like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, sucked my mom's car." And they're like, "But what happened to your foot?" And I'm like, "Sucked my mom's car." And they're like, "But your foot?" And I'm like, "Sunk my mom's car." Yeah. On Easter. So, that is, every Easter I still think about sinking my mom's car, which is not funny. Luckily, you know, we can laugh about it now because nobody got seriously injured. But anybody else that sinks their mom's car or one of their parents' car, I'm sorry, I don't think they would get a 3-page letter of saying how awesome their kid is. But, of course, I'm pretty freaking awesome because my mom gave me a 3-page letter of how awesome I was. So, I love you, Mom. Thank you for not killing me. And I just appreciate a lot of things and look at things differently. Everything is, you learn all kinds of stuff through life, and that was a lesson learned right there. Do not go joyriding in creeks. Yeah, do not try none of that at home or at a creek. And don't max out a credit card trying to fix it, because it will not fix it. Just have fun. And ta-ta. Bye. From one of the girls.